When you think of Quincy, what comes to mind? The city of presidents, home to John Adams and his son John Quincy Adams? The birthplace of John Hancock, the biggest name on the Declaration of Independence and Massachusetts' first governor? Maybe the granite quarries, where America's first railway was built to carry the stones in 1826. If so, then you probably think of Quincy as an old, tired, past its prime community. A nice place, not quite booming, but far from failing, a city that has clung to its past for its identity. It may be time to rethink your image of the state's 8th largest city. It's undergoing a long-discussed transformation in the heart of downtown that Mayor Tom Koch and other city and state officials hope will inject new life into the old town and help attract some of the economic overflow from booming Boston, its neighbor to the north. The centerpiece is a pedestrian mall between City Hall and the United First Parish Church. Hancock Street, which once ran straight through between the two buildings, now diverts around the church. In its place is the new $32 million Hancock-Adams Common, with statues of John Adams and John Hancock at either end. Cities for years have been trying to find ways to revive their downtowns. Quincy is taking an old concept, closing off a portion of the downtown, and using a rare chunk of green space to complement the city's close proximity and Red Line connection to Boston. Koch hopes the tree-lined pedestrian mall will be a metaphorical link between the city's past and present that will attract visitors and businesses the same way that Rose Fitzgerald Greenway does in the heart of Boston. Some businesses along the fledgling mall say it's already happening. The owner of President's Place says businesses are approaching the company, drawn by the grass, benches, trees, and fountains. The Common will act as a gateway to the new Main Street, with residences, restaurants, and retail. The historic Granite Trust building has been refurbished inside and out, offering new office spaces to tenants. Just behind it is the new 170-unit mixed-use development called West of Chestnut, and the financier Quincy Mutual plans a similar development, east of Chestnut, across the street. The surface parking adjacent to the courthouse has been removed to make room for a separate 712-space garage and a 15-story residential building. More than $220 million in federal, state, and local funds has been spent or committed to the project on the public side, plus $150 million in private investment. Much of the financing was done with district improvement funds, which allow the city to float bonds to be paid from future tax receipts generated by the improvements. Despite more than a decade of planning and work, the makeover of downtown Quincy is still only about 30% finished. It's a big bet on the future. Whether or how it pays off is uncertain. But one thing is sure, this is not your father's city of presidents.